Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. Better late than never. Better late than never. Yes, I'm a little bit behind the clock on this morning, but you guess what? It's all about rhythms that make sense. And I got a rhythm that I want to share with you on this morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's ready for the weekend. 2 days from Sunday. That's what the weekend is all about. It's all about us getting to the Lord's Day, celebrating Him the first day of the week. So I just bless God for it. And this morning, what is your rhythm? And does your rhythm makes sense? Not with an S, but with a dollar sign. Does your rhythms make sense? Let me raise that question one more time. Does your rhythms make sense? We're in the whole Thanksgiving and we're getting ready to kick off into all of the holidays and everything, but I need to raise this. And as you know, on Fridays, I always give you a trailer for the sermon that is going to be preached on Sunday. Well, guess what? Guess what? As you know, we had an awesome worship service on this past Sunday. Awesome, just was about Leadership Sunday. So I'm kicking off the new series on the second Sunday as opposed to the first Sunday of the month. And it's all about rhythms that make sense. Rhythms that make sense. What is your rhythm with your money, with your life, with your time, your talent, and your treasure? That's what we're going to be talking about on this morning. But I got to greet some folk on this morning. Yes, I'm a little bit behind time. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Working out and doing all of those things. Had a productive day yesterday. Going to have a productive day today. And so let's greet some folk on this morning. Good morning, Ramona. How are you on this morning? Ella, how are you? Deacon Jordan, how are you on this morning? Gerald, how are you on this morning? Who is this? Arlene, how are you on this morning? You know what is odd? Sometimes it shows up, and you can see it on my screen right now. Sometimes it shows up as your handle. Other times it shows up as your name, your full face. So it's kind of hard to read sometimes. Good morning, Fawn. How are you on this morning? Vicky, how are you on this morning? Vaughn, how are you on this morning? Good morning, Brenda. How are you on this morning? Patrice, how are you doing on this morning? Pamela, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? Laura, how are you? The Morning Manna fam is front and center on this morning. You need to go ahead and share that because we got to increase our numbers. Francine, how are you? How are you? How are you down in Dallas? Enjoying you all self. Praying for you all with the funeral and everything. Elder Jan, how you doing on this morning? Jacqueline, how are you on this morning? Dan the man, how are you? Dan, yeah, look at me, Dan. Dan, Dan, I'm a slim fella. Thank you for the hoodie, but four of us can get in it. Four of me can put that on. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. God bless you. Thinking of us on Pastoral Appreciation Sunday. Good morning, Peggy. How are you on this morning? Deborah, how are you on this morning? Jewel, how are you on this morning? Dawn, how you doing on this morning? Verena in the house. Deborah Sims in the house. Liz is in the house. Uh, Ali Yana Cornelius, I hope I pronounce it right. I hope I pronounce it right. But welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you on this morning. Wendy, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? Let me get down here and greet some more folk and then get right to it. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you? Deborah, how are you? Jacqueline, how are you? Pastor Richard, how are you on this morning? Let's talk about on this Friday. It is the trailer for my sermon series that is going to kick off, and that is Rhythms That Make Sense. Not with the S, but with the dollar sign. Not with the S, but with the dollar sign. You already know we got a word for you on this morning.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day.
Rhythms that make sense. with the dollar sign. Here's the text, Deuteronomy 8:10. You will eat and be satisfied, and you will bless the Lord your God for the good land he has given you. You will eat and be satisfied, and you will bless the Lord your God for the good land, the good things, the prosperity that he's given you. Here's to talk about the text before we get into the three things from that. The context. Every season has a sound. Every blessing has a beat. Every believer has a rhythm. What's your rhythm with what God has given you? But too many of us are living offbeat, hustling hard, but missing heaven's harmony and all that heaven has for you. God's rhythm for life doesn't begin with what you get, it begins with what you give. When we align our generosity, we are more like God than at any other time. At the beginning, when he was setting the orchestra and the symphony of creation, God put together first a giving of himself. It wasn't a random act, it was a rhythm. Now, in Deuteronomy, God teaches Israel how to live in that same rhythm, that Sabbath, if you will, through giving that sustains, celebrates, and serves. That same rhythm still moves today, but you got to tap into it, calling us to live in the flow of divine generosity. Get this. There's three things I want you to get on this morning. The first is this: provisions flows through partnerships. God built giving into the rhythm of his people, not to take from them, but to train them. The Levites had no land, so God used the tithe to sustain the house that sustained them. Yeah. Hebrew word means set apart, not tax, not tax. And typically that's what we see a tithe as: a tax, a weight, an obligation, a burden. Mm, not at all. Because the source of all of this is spiritual, not situational. Two, generosity rejoices before it releases. Generosity rejoices before it releases. In Deuteronomy 14, God told Israel to eat their tithe in his presence. Wow. To turn giving into a feast of gratitude. Giving was never meant to be grim. Giving is always meant to be glad. Every time we sow in joy, we echo in heaven's rhythm. What is heaven's rhythm? That it starts with giving, not getting. It starts with giving, not getting. I'll say it a third time. It starts with giving, not getting. Here's the third thing I want you to grab a hold of. Generosity has to do with his presence in the earth. It brings about justice. Did you not know that tithe is really not tithe, I'm sorry, but income taxes is a redistribution of wealth? The government says, okay, I'm going to tax you at 10%, 5%, 15%, 20%, 30%. Then I'm going to make sure that the whole of the community, the people of the government, are equally dealt with and taken care of. We know that our current government is not equally distributing those taxes, if you will. Billionaires are getting more. Those who need it are getting less. In the house of God, he says, come, bring it all so that my house will be full, that I can then make sure that everybody is taken care of. It is a distribution of his presence and what he's doing. It's a piece of justice in the earth. It's a rhythm that makes sense. It's a rhythm that makes sense. Here's your takeaway this morning. Generosity isn't a moment, it's a movement. Generosity isn't a moment, it's a movement. Get it, grab it. Let's start doing it for the balance of the year. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. If this bless you, bless somebody else. I'll see you in both services. I got a word where we're going to continue moving into this on this Sunday. Share the matter. Don't keep it to yourself. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. I'll see you Monday morning with more Morning Manna.